Welcome to TNT. And my pleasure to introduce you to, I guess, Her Majesty's answer to the Tidy Bowl man, Lord Alfred Hayes. And we have as our first guest an individual who's had some experiences around that general area as of late. Would you please welcome the mouth of the South, Jimmy Hart? How's your the album going? You're cut off the album. What kind of response do you get with the Eat Your Heart Out, Rick Springfield?
It's the greatest song anybody's ever heard. Have you heard Eat Your Heart Out, Rick Springfield yet? Well, you should be listening to it on the radio because this next week it's going to be out and it's the best song on the whole album. That's all I got to say. I'm tired of hearing the rest of these guys.
Well,
Junkyard Dog song is horrible. It's the worst song I've ever heard in my life.
That's probably the only positive thing you have going for yourself right now, isn't it? I mean, what happened recently on Saturday night's main event?
Oh,
with the Junkyard Dog?
You know, you would have to bring that up. Probably the most humiliating thing that's ever happened to me in my life. I felt like when it was over with, I should have joined one of the dance group, the Chippendales or somebody, because there I was completely in my, well, I'm not going to say what I was in. I'm sure a lot of the people over there saw it. You see it? You saw what happened to me? Yeah. Yeah, see, they loved it, didn't they? These are savages out there. They're savages over here. That's right, they are. They are sick. These people are sick, I'm telling you. And don't let, this jacket was given to me by somebody very special in my life. Everybody knows I'm from Memphis, Tennessee, the home of Elvis Presley. And Elvis Presley gave me this as one of his tour jackets, and look what the Junkyard Dog did to it. He ripped it up completely. It's ruined.
That's a shame.
Yeah, let's take you by way of videotape footage to the incident that occurred in which Mr. Hart makes reference.
I didn't want to see this again.
Oh, we all would like to see it at least one more time. Courtesy of NBC, let's take you to the tape.
Jimmy Hart was belted. Jimmy Hart is knocked out.
Look, little tug of war here going on. Terry Funk trying to pull Jimmy Hart. Oh my goodness, no! Holy, they pulled his pants right off.
All right, back with Jimmy Hart, and I must, I mean, my goodness, red silk underpants?
They were given to me by somebody special. Somebody special gave those to me.
Can't be Elvis Presley.
No, it wasn't Elvis Presley. No. It wasn't Elvis Presley. I don't want to say who gave it to me. You wouldn't believe it if I told you.
I think we have some difficulty in fathoming that the fact that Elvis Presley allegedly gave you the tour jacket, as you make reference.
Hey, what does it say right here? What does it say right in here, Lord Alfred? Tell me. You read it to the people. What does it say? Who gave this to me? What does it say? To Jimmy Hart from who?
Robert Hall.
No, it says Elvis Presley, but you've got to put that there yourself.
Hey, I don't write like, oh, come on, Lord Alfred. I cannot believe that. You know what? He's making me sick. I want you to know this right now. I wish I didn't have to sit out here with him. I'd rather stand up or sit far away, man. This is ridiculous.
All right, well, let's change the subject a bit, and we will take you now to some footage involving Terry Funk. And Terry Funk squaring off against Ron D., I believe it is, an individual competition. And you will see Terry Funk in his normal personage.
The great Terry Funk.
The great Terry Funk. Let's take a look.
He has read the book, and there's a long one on Terry Funk.
Ron D's a fine-looking athlete. Now, I don't know if he can provide much competition for Funk, because that Funk, look at this. Did you see what he just did? How disgusting. It just spat out there.
Mouth of the South out on the outside, Terry Funk on the inside, as you said earlier on, with this nice-looking athlete, Ron D.
But, you know,
look at this. Right up goes Terry Funk in a body slam. Wait a minute. Get him off the apron. Oh, how about that? D coming right after him.
Yeah, but
D coming right after Jimmy Hart.
But he's not paying attention to his opponent. See, you can't do that. You want to go after the Jimmy Hart there, but you better keep an eye on where your opponent is. You totally ignored where Funk was. Can't do that with Funk.
Terry Funk all over Ron D, just hammering, hammering, hammering. I think Terry Funk wants to go after everyone around ringside. And you know what? He's crazy enough to do it.
He is crazy enough. And this is a shame because, you know, D knows enough about Funk. You know not to turn your back on.
Oh my!
Look at that.
Jimmy Hart is out there attempting to intimidate fans and doing a good job of it.
Nobody!
In the ring. D now with a nice reversal. Funk to the puck. Oh, look at that, though. Funk with the elbow. Cover hooks the leg. And a 3 count.
Baby.
Well, I'm not too
That's
sure
right.
about that
Number
being the
one,
greatest,
Eddie.
but I guess maybe after that we saw a little branding, did we not?
You better believe we're going to, and from now on you're going to see more and more branded, because like I said, I was so humiliated on Saturday Night Live. From now on, everybody gets branded. And I promise you this, whether it's the Junkyard Dog or who anybody we face, Terry Funk, Adrian Adonis, the Hart Foundation, the Hitman, and the Anvil, I promise you this, I'm going to build the most dominant force in professional wrestling, what after happened to me a couple of weeks ago. You understand that? And nobody's going to humiliate Jimmy Hart anymore, and that goes for everybody in the audience too. Anybody that laughs at me, that's right, you go ahead, make fun of me now, but I'll have the last laugh on everybody, and that's a promise. That is a promise.
I don't think I've ever seen you quite so upset, Mr. Hart.
Look, I've already bit my fingernails up to my elbows. Look at them. Look how short they are right now. Look at this. It's ridiculous. Telling you, man, look at you. To get that smile off your face. I'd give $500 if I had my wrestling outfit out here with me. I'd give $500 for it right now.
Your wrestling outfit?
That's right, my wrestling outfit.
Don't tell me. It's red and it's silk.
Oh, it's not that. It's not silk. I don't have to listen to this.
Back with more TNT. The mouth of the South, Jimmy Hart here, and apparently he claims we will not be laughing in just a few moments because he's about ready to introduce adorable Adrian Adonis.
Adorable Adrian Adonis, baby. Let's wait a second. Wait till all the way.
Someone was yelling, Weight Watchers out there? What does that mean?
Hey, they want my fat butt to climb all over him, just telling it up like a man, but there's no men out there.
That's right.
You got 9 to 5 humanoids out there. Look at this Jasper with a hood on over here. Yeah, you're good, huh? Sand through an hourglass. Those are the days of your lives, idiot.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
You got it. Door number 2.
Beautiful, baby.
Give me a break.
Mr. Adonis, it seems to me that you...
Call me Adrian.
Call you Adrian. All right. Adrian, what is that in your hand there? Some sort
Uncle
of...
Joe gave it to me.
Uncle Joe is some sort of a leather apparatus.
Yeah, he used to beat his kids with it.
I beg your pardon?
To beat his kids with it.
Well, I certainly hope Uncle Joe was doing time in Sing Sing if that's the case.
He woke up one morning, he thought he was chairman of the board of Chase Manhattan, but he forgot what branch he was at.
Oh, I see. You're not too likely to forget things like that from time to time, right?
No.
Always
not a sewer cap champion runner.
Yes, as a matter of fact, we saw that
Yeah,
about a year.
63 and 32 seconds.
63 sewer caps?
Yeah, it's just them in the Guinness Book.
The Guinness Book of what?
World records.
All right, we're going to take you now in a little different record fashion. Adrian Adonis
That's right, baby.
versus an individual by way of videotape.
Well, a lot of mysterious things about Adrian Adonis.
I'll say. But one thing that's not mysterious about him is that for a big guy, he can sure move in that ring. And I'll tell you, he is a fine wrestler. He makes a lot of beautiful amateur moves in that ring, along with a lot of vicious and illegal tactics, of course. He's got a fine-looking athlete in Jimmy Jackson over here.
Nice maneuver on the part of Jackson. Headbutt by Jackson. And a drop kick by Jackson. Adonis down. Adonis with an elbow. Adrian now with another one. You hear that megaphone in the background. That's not an audio distortion. That's the mouth of the South. Jimmy Hart with his megaphone. Adrian, perhaps the most classic example in professional wrestling of not being able to judge the book by the cover. And by that I mean Adonis has a most unusual physique.
A lot of, you know, that goes for a lot of people. Sometimes, even in boxing, for example, you see some boxers who are well-toned, muscle, and yet they go in there, they get knocked out. The body does not always tell the story. And like you said, Adrian Adonis is a perfect example. He does not have the greatest-looking body in the world. But I'll tell you what, he can move, he knows his wrestling, although we know how vicious and he can be in there, but he's strong, he can do it all. That's why he's so successful, because of all the assets that he has.
Adonis reminiscent in terms of his style and also in terms of his physique. Somewhat reminiscent, I don't know if you would agree, of about 1958, maybe 1959, a wrestler by the name of Dr. Jerry Graham.
Quite similar, except the hair. Jerry Graham had long blonde hair. Adonis got dark hair, but their bodies are quite a bit alike. And Jerry Graham in his day, he was one of the top wrestlers in the world then, too.
Well, that's an easy 3 count for Adrian Adonis.
All right,
Beautiful,
and
baby, beautiful.
at least
Great.
one person is
precision work, baby.
Yeah, somebody's
right there.
running across there with a sparkler. Whoopee.
I guess maybe we've said many times before, Mr. Adonis, and maybe there was some comment disparaging one made earlier about your physique, but I think perhaps you are a classic case of not being able to judge the book by looking at the cover. I mean, you do have somewhat of a rotund...
I'm fat. But I'll tell you something right now. I'm the baddest human being going. I'm the most dangerous. I can wrestle, I can fight, I can do anything. I'm agile as a cat, and that scares everybody.
That's right.
And that lures everybody into the web. And I can go down 20 pounds when I want. I can go up. I can do exactly what I want. I just walk and talk and do exactly what I want.
How much are you currently weighing?
270.
270.
Yes. It's too much, but I don't care.
It's too much?
Yes. I do what I want. I'll eat a cake, I'll starve myself, I'll do whatever I want. I just like torture.
And you like torturing yourself?
Yes. That's all. Just a mind game, which nobody has out there, not between any of them.
That's right, Adrian.
You know, it's like split pea. But, you know, I was very upset about this Mr. Dog person, you know, interfering with this man over here. I mean, after all, interbred human being is himself, his father's sewer rat, and his father half German Shepherd. What does that make him? Dark Lassie. Dark Lassie. Where is Dark Lassie?
Well, as a matter of fact, he'll be out here a little later on.
Oh,
and
We're not scared. We're not scared. I'm with Adrian Adonis. I'm not scared of anybody
We're
or
not afraid of
anything,
Dark Lassie.
baby.
if you're not afraid of anything, then we're going to have a little special TNT challenge perhaps you would participate in, and if so, perhaps we could persuade the Junkyard Dog to be your opponent. It's
Sure,
well,
I
I
get
guess
paid for
it
it.
involves a great deal of dexterity. I'm sure you get paid very well for everything you do,
That's
Mr.
right,
Adonis.
baby. Number one dad. Hey, we're
We
not
thank
scared
you
of
for joining
anybody.
us, by the way.
Oh, pleasure's all yours, I guess.
All right, we'll be back with Gorilla Monsoon. Stay with us with more TNT.
Number one, baby.
Back with more TNT, and in a moment we're going to be joined by an individual who, in his day, was one of the all-time greats in the World Wrestling Federation as far as a wrestler is concerned, and now certainly establishing himself as one of the premier commentators and colormen in television today. Would you please welcome my colleague and my good friend, Mr. Gorilla Monsoon. Some tape that we're going to take you to in a few minutes. And I'm sure you remember this occasion as never before. You were in Puerto Rico.
Oh, my God.
And there was an outdoor event in Puerto Rico. And it just goes to show that the show goes on regardless in the WWF. And you're the commentator, and I think the forecast was for rain, wasn't it?
Well, actually, the forecast was for a monsoon, and it came literally. I've been in and out of Puerto Rico, Vinny, for some 20 years, and I've never seen it come down like that. It was a tremendous tribute to the WWF because legally we had fulfilled our commitment to the fans when the rain started to come down in sheets, but as is excellence is always in the World Wrestling Federation, it went on and on. Till the end.
Yes, I understand. The rain was coming right down your back. Let's take a look now. This is via Puerto Rico. Gorilla Monsoon is the commentator. We'll take a look at the Killer Bees in tag team action.
As these two are going to work on Barrio as Iron Mike Sharp stands back in the corner. Not a whole lot he can do about it. 2-3 big right hands. And they stopped immediately the thrust of Jumpin' Jim Brunzell, and now he's in the wrong part of town. Iron Mike Sharp with the tag made steps in. Wow. Right to the lower abdomen. What a shot he took. And a big forearm shot to the back of the neck. But Jumpin' Jim comes up with two right hands. And immediately stopped dead in his tracks by Iron Mike Sharp. Referee now being distracted by Iron Mike as Barrio from the outside continues the onslaught on Jumpin' Jim Brunzell. B. Bryan trying to come in, but the referee put him right out. No tag was made there. Oh, referee went down. Footing is just treacherous. Nice forearm uppercut by Jumpin' Jim. Look out, an arm whip. He'd be lucky if he can stay on his feet for this. Headbutt from the outside by B. Bryan. As the Killer Bees have taken control, a small package, down for the count, 2, 3, got him! Iron Mike Sharp tried to come in, but just slid across, wasn't anything he could do about it. Chalking up another victory, the Killer Bees, Jumpin' Jim Brunzell and B. Bryan Blair. All right, chalking up a victory here in San Juan, Puerto Rico in the rain-deluged ring. But nevertheless, it goes down in the record books. A win for the Killer Bees. B. Bryan Blair. Ha! Look at that. My cohort, Jesse the Body Ventura, not here to see or experience this, but under the canvas, Gorilla Monsoon saying, stay with us. We'll be right back.
My goodness. Under the canvas.
It was an experience to say that. You know what bothered me most? Underneath my table was about 4 inches of water with all those electrical wires.
Oh, it made you feel real comfortable.
Not too conducive to longevity. But it was interesting. It was fun.
And Jesse didn't make it. He backed out.
Jesse was on another commitment, so to speak. Probably have a pair of shades made or something.
I'm sure you wish that he was right there with you on that one.
I'd love to have him there.
The rain just drenching right down the back.
Well, it was everywhere. There's no way you could stop it. The handheld cameraman vanished in a hurry. We got some lightning with it, and some surges of power went through his camera, so he bailed out. But we, the members of the WWF, kept going.
Good for you.
All right, we're going to take you now to a little segment involving Jesse Ventura from Prime Time Wrestling. And you and Jesse have had your verbal battles for some time now. Let's go to the tape.
Regardless of what you think, Jess, this is a time now on Prime Time this week for our little surprise for you, Jess. So if you just bear with me, I want this to be a real surprise, so if you would, Jess, just put this over your head. I want you to see what's going to come out here. Just put this over your head. Right there.
What are you doing to me?
So that's it. Would you bring that out, please, right now? Can we get that out here? Just bear with me, Jess. This is a surprise for you, something that I know that...
I want you to know, Gorilla, I don't do this for everybody.
I realize that, Jess, but I want you to be surprised because I know that you're really into this type of thing, and so that's why we got this for you. Wait a minute, Jess. Are you into these things or not?
No, I'm not into them. I don't like weddings. There's no place for romance in wrestling. I said it before, I'll say it again, and I don't know what kind of smart guy you are coming out of here. Well, who put you up to this, Alfred Hayes?
No.
Oh, he got bent out of shape, didn't he?
You like to tease him, don't you?
Oh, yes, I do. But
Jesse is very vehement about that. He has no love whatsoever for Uncle Elmer.
No, none whatsoever, and that's why I thought it'd be a good thing for him to see that. And I thought maybe he actually at the end of the program he did taste it. He wasn't forced into it, but it was of his own choice.
Maybe if Elmer gave Jesse a little token of friendship or something, a little Rolex watch or something, and maybe that would.
It'd have to be a big Rolex watch, I'm afraid. Maybe a pig would be a nice gift.
But Jesse he's opinionated, I think, is perhaps the word.
Well, opinionated for sure. He claims he tells it like he sees it. Unfortunately, some of those glasses don't allow him to see very much.
But nonetheless, it's a little different viewpoint, and Lord only knows we have a lot of viewpoints in the WWF, and we hear from most of them, including Lord Alfred Hayes. But
why is he picking on you, Lord?
Well, that's a little thing we have.
Oh, you have a little thing.
Another viewpoint we're going to hear from is Leaping Lanny Poffo, the poet laureate of the WWF, a poem done on the Killer Bees. So let's take you down to a pre-recorded poem of Leaping Lanny Poffo.
I heard about the Killer Bees, but I did not believe until I saw Brunzell and Blair and what was up their sleeve. They have a sense of humor and they wear it in the ring, but careful not to laugh too hard, they have a deadly sting. Because both boys begin BB, Brunzell B. Bryan Blair, both boys begat brutality, big bullies best beware.
All right, back with Gorilla Monsoon, and Leaping Lanny is
tremendous.
Yeah, we've never had anything quite like that in the WWF.
No.
Writes all his own material.
He's tremendous.
Alfred writes his too.
Yes, but he's talented, I'm not.
Oh, I wouldn't say that.
I beg
Well,
to
you
differ
do.
with that. I beg to differ. I think you have a lot of talent, Lord. None of it's been discovered yet, but
Thank you,
But we're still working on it. Let me ask you, in terms of your active days as a pro wrestler, Gorilla, how do you compare the athletes in general, other than the specifics, but in general, the overall athletic prowess then as compared to now?
Well, I think they were primarily the same, Vince, with the exception that maybe they're a little more streamlined today. The type of diets that they're on, the type of vitamins that they're taking, and give them a more streamlined appearance. But as far as size and strength and agility and ability, pretty much the same.
Well, I'd say there are a lot of athletes in the WWF that are very happy that you're on this side of the microphone and not back into the squared
There's a
circle.
few of them that would make me want to come out of retirement, I'll tell you that
Sure.
right now.
We thank you very much for joining us. Gorilla Monsoon will be back as we continue with more TNT. Back with more TNT in a moment. To join us, a most unusual athlete, I think, in almost every respect. Certainly uses his martial arts skills almost as well, maybe as well as anyone in the WWF. And a most unusual personality, some would say eccentric. Would you please welcome Tiger Chung Lee? A little different dress than we're accustomed to seeing you in. Nice, nice suit.
Thank you, sir.
Is that bought in this country or?
Well, I guess so. My country now never wears suits.
They'll never wear suits?
Yes. My country has got their own clothes, different clothes.
What is the difference in the
Okay, there's, well, ladies wear called chima chogori, mean this, that Korean
yes, Alfred
custom.
wears that as well. What was that?
Only overnight.
The same label, I think, isn't it?
Yes, just to go to bed with.
Hey, you're not the woman. That is women's wear.
Woman's?
Yes.
Well, Alfred. And the men would wear a.
Men wear this. The other word is gray and with a hat, black hat.
Gray with black hat,
yes.
very colorful.
Yes.
Sort of a. Okay. Well, we're going to take you now to something that a little piece of footage that I don't believe we've ever seen on television before, and I think you probably would want to forget this piece of footage that we're going to show you, as a matter of fact, but we're going to remind you of it. You're attempting to demonstrate, and do sometimes demonstrate, successful martial arts skills, but not always. Let's take you now to the videotape with Tiger Chung Lee and I believe Freddie Blassie. Now what, Mr. Blassie? You must hurry it along if there's going to be any more of this demonstration. Now, an impressive, we'll do with the brick.
That's right.
All right, fine. Oh, well, wait a minute. Not so certain about that one. All right, Mr. Blassie, nonetheless, I must say we have been most impressed thus far. Freddie Blassie, along with Tiger Chung Lee, his latest find. Here he goes. One more time, and stay with it is almost, and all right. Thank you for joining us. Freddie Blassie and Tiger Chung Lee. Thank you. No? All right. That ought to be the hardest brick in the world.
Vince, we found out, in all fairness to him, that somebody had put that brick in there, and there were steel rods.
An extra baked brick.
You know what? That one is, I tell you the truth, any Carlton man couldn't break that brick, because I find out later that is not red bricks. That is cement bricks. How I can break it? Hey, cement bricks, nobody called them and break it.
Oh, okay.
Still
All
rotten.
right. Now let's take you to some more promising footage of Tiger Chung Lee, a little different kind of demonstration.
To break? Yep. Do you mind if I feel the brick?
Go ahead.
It's all right, thank you. That is a solid brick. Okay, just checking. And you use your hand here to do this, obviously. Okay. Very impressive. Very impressive indeed. No more solid brick.
But you said now that the other one was cement, huh?
Yes.
Well, it seems to me that some of the heads in which you would run your hand into here in the WWF would almost feel like cement, no?
Well, this...
The questions get a little tougher later. But right now, what we're going to do is we're going to take you into some more footage. We have some more footage of Tiger Chung Lee, and this is doing what you perhaps do best, in the squared circle against Mr. Mancini.
Certainly we'll see plenty of that as Tiger Chung Lee goes to work on Mario Mancini. Referee Gilberto Roman, third man in the ring. And as usual, whenever the World Wrestling Federation invades, another capacity crowd on hand. Arm wringer now by the big Korean. Oh, nice. Oh, how effectively used that leg, Jess, in that hip takeover.
Oh, yeah, and you know, another wrestler here, Gorilla, that goes it barefoot. I don't know how they do that, but somehow I guess they just got tough feet.
Well, they'd have to do it on a number of occasions with a lot of pain, Jess. I guarantee you that.
Oh, yeah, but if you notice, Tiger Chung Lee does wear some type of bandage or tape support to those ankles, which maybe it helps him a little in his martial arts stuff, too.
I can't understand how they keep from getting the stone bruises on the heels, Jess. Just beyond me. Because you're looking at close to 290 pounds worth of Tiger Chung Lee, and that's a lot of weight to be stomping around without really a whole lot of support.
That's right. I've gotten stone bruises with a fine pair of wrestling boots on, and I can't imagine being out there barefoot.
Tiger Chung Lee starting to unload with a heavy artillery now. Mario Mancini on the receiving end. Wow, what an elbow. Still winding him up with that arm wringer. Oh, karate kick right to the lower abdomen. Sort of this individual's nasty 24 hours a day, Jeff. I've never seen him smile.
Well, I'll tell you, Gorilla, some guys have to be nasty 24 hours a day because this is a dog-eat-dog wrestling profession, and you have to keep your mind where your body wants to go. And by staying nasty, you'll have a lot more success, I believe.
Well, you know, wow, nice clothesline there of Mancini's. He came off the ropes, but even under the most adverse conditions, once in a while, you know, you can crack a little smile. Could have had a 3 count there, decided he hadn't punished the youngster enough, so jerked him up.
Well, if you looked right there, real close there, Gorilla, you saw him smile right there as he jerked Mancini back up. He was very pleased with himself.
Well, he's having a good time, that's for sure, at the expense of poor Mario Mancini. Taking the ropes now to his advantage on that second turnbuckle. Elbow right to the back of the neck. Make the lights go out for you in a hurry. And once again, applying pressure. And he's just, to me, Jess, he's not trying to beat the youngster. He's just trying to punish him.
Well, I can't answer for that, Gorilla. Only Tiger Chung Lee knows that for sure.
He's a sadistic individual, and he's certainly proving that to me. Arm whip in. Oh, reversal by Mancini. I don't know where he got that from. Catches the big guy with a backdrop. No chance there.
Way too early to go for a cover. He's going to have to beat this big Korean a lot tougher than that.
Rips him in again. Look out. Telegraphed that 3 miles away. The ring veteran, Tiger Chung Lee, saw that coming a long way down the line. Oh, what a chop. Look at this. Double underarm hook suplex. Takes him over, down hard. Got that elbow right in his chin. He's going to get him.
All right. Whoa. Your talent's apparently not all that appreciated, Mr. Lee.
Well, everybody says I'm only know martial arts. I can show people that film you can see. I can still wrestler. I want to be a professional wrestler. I want to show you what I can wrestling.
Okay, we have here the newest edition of the magazine, and inside this magazine there is another individual that displays quite a bit of martial arts on occasion. And maybe you can look at the monitor and you can see that individual, the Dragon, Ricky Steamboat. How do you compare your skills with those of Mr. Steamboat's?
Well, I tell you what, Ricky Steamboat's martial arts and my country, clear, is different martial arts. They call Kyokushin. Mine is, never knows, Taekwondo. Is ours more strong than those Japs. I tell you the truth.
We thank you very much for joining us, Tiger Chung Lee. And
why don't you once in a while put them in a steamboat? What I can do, I show you.
Yes, I think we would very much like to see that. We'll be back with more TNT, and joining us in a few minutes, the Junkyard Dog. Back with more TNT. And in a moment, one of the premier athletes in the World Wrestling Federation, without exception, is to join us. You can't say really enough about this man. Would you please welcome the Junkyard Dog? And that's really what has been happening is a lot of individuals have been biting the dust.
Yeah, it's been going on real good. I have to give thanks to the man above, which is the Lord Jesus Christ, and my daughter and the many, many fans throughout the world for giving them their great support.
Well, now, you had, I would think, a rare privilege. I mean, there's not many times in a wrestler's career that he can lay his hands on someone like Jimmy Hart. And Mr. Hart was here earlier, and courtesy of NBC, we saw some footage in which he was somewhat disrobed. Was that intentional on your part, or was it just a tug-of-war type situation and those pants came off? I mean,
Well, Vinny, you know what today is. Today is a very special day in my life, and I had to think a little bit. I said, well, Funk tried to embarrass me a couple weeks before then in Madison Square Garden.
Sure
I said, well, the best thing for me to do is get at Funk where his money lies, where his brain power lies, and that's not with Funk. That was for Hart. So he had to bite the dust.
Well, he sure did, and I'm sure when his pants came off, you weren't really expecting to see red silk underpants, were you?
Well, as long as I had something to brand, it could make no difference what color it was. I was find something to brand.
All right, right now we're going to take you to Madison Square Garden. We're going to join in progress a matchup between the Junkyard Dog and Cowboy Bob Orton. I'm sure you remember that one. That was a tough one. Let's go to the Garden.
Inside that squared circle is where you got to do it. Orton unloading with about a half a dozen quick right hands. And a big one. Sends a dog down to the canvas.
And you know who's watching this, don't you?
Absolutely.
You know who's watching Orton. Making sure that he is a bodyguard, that he is the ace.
The hot rod, Roddy Piper, is somewhere in the wings, you can bet. He's got an eyeball on this one. No way. No way. Look at that. Almost threw him over the top rope.
Taking into it.
Talk about power. Orton bewildered. He don't believe it.
I don't think I've ever seen anything like that either.
I think he was questioning the referee. He thought maybe the referee grabbed a hold too. Look at that over the top turnbuckle. Just missing that steel post.
Now the dog's got time to recover.
He's not fully. He's still shaky. Look at him. He can't even find his way to the corner. Both men in a lot of trouble. Oh, clothesline by the dog. Well executed, but he's still hurting.
He hasn't been able to recoup. Can he hold it?
No way. Orton sneaking out the back door, wanting timeout. There is no timeout in professional wrestling. And he won't get any here. Headbutt right to the clavicle. Wide open for a right hand. It sends out right over the top backwards, down onto the concrete floor.
And 20 feet outside the ring, too.
He may be out of it. Doesn't have his eyes open.
Well, he's taken some tremendous punishment these last 2 or 3 minutes. Junkyard Dog certainly knows how to execute.
Oh, there's a gutsy kick, too. Climbing back inside for more punishment. Oh. Dog slaps that headbutt out. Orton only on his feet because the ring ropes are holding him up.
He's going to suplex him outside.
Out to the concrete floor.
Oh, my word.
Nice block there by Jay.
He's better block him or he'll kill him.
Back with the Junkyard Dog. We see your talents not only in the squared circle, but you've taken the country by storm with something else here. And I'd like everybody to take a look at this. This is the wrestling album in which, notwithstanding Jimmy Hart's cut on the album of Eat Your Heart Out, Rick Springfield, my favorite is the one that you do. And maybe behind that would be Tutti Frutti with Gene Okerlund, but with your Grab Them Cakes, that's, I gotta say, that's an original. Just like you, that's an original.
Hey,
I had to be a lot of fun doing that with Vicky Sue Robinson.
Yeah, I really enjoyed myself. You know, I never thought I could sing. My grandmama always said if I had to sing something, I better drag my wag mine so I can carry the tune in it. But they said I had it in them, so they bought it out of them. So I'm very pleased with how the song came out.
Pleased enough, everyone is. Dick Clark invited you to an American Bandstand. That's, I'm sure that was fun, and we're going to be following your career not only in wrestling but also in music apparently. And later on, we had Adrian Adonis changing the subject a little bit out here, and we issued some sort of challenge. He was talking about how skillful he is and things of that nature. We have a little TNT challenge set up, and would you accept Adonis's challenge?
What's Adrian up to?
Well, no. This is Adrian has nothing. Adrian has no idea what we're going to do here, and
but he won't challenge me.
Well, yes, it's a little something that actually was one of Alfred's concoctions, and there's some small motor coordination involved. And
is Bobby Heenan around?
No, Bobby Heenan's not going to be around, but Jimmy Hart might be.
Jimmy Hart. I'll still do it.
All right, stay tuned for more of the Junkyard Dog. We'll be back with more TNT. Back with more TNT. This is going to be a rather unusual segment, and it's a TNT challenge, if you would, in that the Junkyard Dog and Adrian Adonis are going to do something that, well, you're not accustomed to seeing them do. We're going to have asked two young volunteers to join us to step onto the backs, sit on the backs of respectively Adonis and the Junkyard Dog. They will then attempt to dunk basketballs, and whomever dunks the most basketballs inside of 60 seconds will be declared the victor. And right now, I would like to ask the two young gentlemen whom we asked to come on down. What's your name, partner? Brett. And what's your name?
Joe.
Joe. Now, Adrian, since you're right here, which one of these two gentlemen would you choose?
I'll take Pee Wee Herman right
here. Don't let him offend you. Why don't you come on over and join the Junkyard Dog. Easy now, easy. All right, now, what, pumping him up, are you, huh?
That's right, baby. Number one right here, baby.
All right, now, have you ever played any basketball before?
Yeah.
All right, fine.
I knew that.
Joe, you've played a little basketball before? All right, good.
Played very little.
All right, so in any event, why don't we, since we've never done this before, why don't we practice one time? So why don't you, if you would, please, you fellows assume the position on the shoulders, ever how you want to do that, all right? What was that question?
I want to know if you got clean underwear. You got racing stripes on my back?
Adrian, come on now. All right, go ahead, here we go.
It's up there, Adrian.
when you dunk the ball, you can just let it go wherever. All right.
Oh, wait a minute, they're practicing more than we are.
Okay. Hold up, all right, hold up. We want to do this fair and square. All right, so wait a second. The clock is going to start going here in just a second. Now, Alfred is going to be handing you the balls. You do not, Jimmy Hart, have anything to do with this. All right? All right, so when you come back, Alfred will give you and Joe give you the ball as well. Are we all set now? On your mark. No cheating.
That's right.
And you, Jimmy Hart, over here.
I'm okay. I'm back over here.
Behind me, please. All right. On your mark. Get set, go. All right, that's one. Junkyard Dog. Oh, Alfred, you're a little short. Two. Right now, the dog is ahead. That's 3. 3 to 2. That's 3 up. 4. Junkyard Dog. Wait a minute. All right, then. Wait a minute, we're out of basketballs. No, we're not. Wait a minute, Jimmy Hart just handed the basket. No, Jimmy Hart. Alfred, in that, put it, you have to be down in here. Here, where's one there? Go, here we go. Only 13 seconds left. No. Alfred has to hand the ball. Hand him the ball, Alfred.
Alfred, he's cheating and protesting.
What do you mean? There's only 1 second. There it is. All right. The Junkyard Dog victorious. The Junkyard Dog.
What are you talking about? You asked me to come on the show. You be biased. This is a bunch of ridiculous nonsense. I'm sick of getting screwed around with WWF.
Joe, congratulations, pal. All right, let's take you now to on tour with the World Wrestling Federation. The Junkyard Dog, congratulations, victorious over Adrian Adonis. We'll be back. Back with more TNT, and Alfred, you have a little something for the volunteers.
Yes, each participant in the games that we're going to play here are going to get one of these superb TNT jackets. And believe me, they're really nice. We're going to take their name and address so as we can get the right size and send it to them.
That's very generous of you. To join us next week on TNT will be the Macho Man, Randy Savage, along with his lovely manager, Elizabeth. Also, Jesse the Body Ventura, along with Iron Mike Sharp and more. So join us next week for more TNT.